Live. Let's get Instagram, make sure this is working right. We'll give it a second. So it always says we aren't live on Instagram, then we come back later and figure out we
And
were.
we are.
So just in case we are, welcome in. We're going to wait to make it official. Okay. I see it on Instagram. Let's hit go live on Instagram. And now I believe we are officially live.
Okay.
All right. Welcome. WE&Co Wednesday. No music for you guys today. We're in between music selections. We'll have something nice, fresh, and consistent.
Yeah. We realized last week the music was
our bad.
Was covering everything, so you couldn't even hear us.
I hope you like the music. It's AI. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's AI generated. So if it got a little crazy at some point, yeah, you know. But it's WE&Co Wednesday. Made it to another Wednesday.
We did.
Did. Blessing. How are you feeling? How we doing?
I feel good. It's been oh wait, hit record on the audio. We forget every time. Okay. It's been good. It's been rainy and a little dreary, so I've been pretty tired. But Monday was beautiful.
Right, we got some warm days on there.
It was a beautiful. Was that Monday or Sunday? Like Sunday
Monday, and Monday. I was a little sick
days.
this past weekend, so I didn't get to enjoy these beautiful days. But I looked outside and I saw it look beautiful, which made me feel even worse because I was not going out into it. But I'm feeling much better today, thank the Lord. But yeah, oh my gosh, when was the last time we all talked? It's been a whole week.
I guess it's been a week.
A lot's happened in a week. Where do we want to start? Well, first, let's just get this one out of the way. We know we missed BTS Tuesday. We're so sorry.
I'm blaming it on the hack, not hack that happened.
Yeah. I'm not saying they hacked it to stop us, but we were on a roll for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I was beating myself up about it, but then I was like, you know what? It's fine. we'll have it next week. I've come a long way because Perfectionist Shelby would have been up all night. I would have still posted that thing at midnight. If you guys look at some of the times I've posted the other ones, it's actually been like 11 o'clock. I'm like, nah, it's still happening as long as it happens on Tuesday. But it just means we got something for next week for you all.
So stay tuned. If you missed it, we missed you. So we will get it back up. So yeah, just want to get that out the way for anybody who's been wondering what's been going on. Hey, what's going on, Kiana? Look, hey, if I could play an instrument, I would do it, but can't do it well enough. But yeah, that's so now that that's out of the way, we'll kind of go backwards and start from last week. So last Wednesday, we featured one of our favorite people in Lancaster, one of our favorite people in this world, Thundercat. We showed you her video. She is a awesome poet, even better person who's always looking out for the community, always looking out for the people around her. And we were grateful to be able to go to her show on Friday.
It was a good time.
The mimosas, I only had one, and it was non-alcoholic because I don't drink on the job. We were recording it.
They were.
Were they?
I think they were all non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I would hope so. I asked for it to be non-alcoholic, so I'm assuming it was.
I guess, yeah, it's giving it juice.
But oh my gosh, yeah, and they had these sandwiches there that were...
Jordan, let's talk about the event, not the food.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually, shout out to Gems Catering. Right. Actually, we can talk about the food. It was really good.
It's all part of it. She brought in sponsors from the community.
It was, and honestly, the beautiful thing about the whole event, it was all women.
Mm-hmm.
It was all women running the show, from the sponsors to the poets. It was really cool. So we'll definitely, once that's all together, we'll definitely share some of that here too. And again, check out Thunder's page to just see what she's been up to.
Yeah, so big shout out to her for her second year. That's the second year running for Thunder Mimosas. Can't wait for the third. Yeah, she's doing awesome. So that was a huge part of the week last week. What else we have going on last week?
Last week also... Well, that was Friday. So it's Friday. Yeah, we also had a Free Write Friday.
Free Write Friday.
Our prompt for Free Write Friday last week was... I don't have it up on me right now. I think it was legacy. Yes.
It was. It was definitely legacy.
It was legacy related.
How do you have my phone and I have your phone?
Because you know
this
why.
is some married stuff, y'all.
Jordan, because you gave me your phone because you know my phone's broke. This is his phone.
See, I'm trying to help. I can't even help.
I'm not even gonna show my phone because it's trifling. It's broken. I need it fixed. But anyway, see, stay focused.
I didn't know I'm here. We're here.
So Friday was Free Write Friday. As y'all know, each day of the week we cover different topics and things, which we'll tell y'all again at the end of this. But Friday was Free Write Friday, and our prompt was around like, what do you want your legacy to be? So we encourage you to check out our free writes and do it yourself. Before we get into what we're going to cover today, though, we wanted to share with you.
I'm going to share a little piece.
Yeah, we want to share with you one of our story submissions. Now, you can, again, if you see a free write that you like, and it doesn't have to be a current one, it can be an old one. I have a lot of people that reach out and say, hey, I just want to let you know I actually did do this. I wrote it in my journal, which is great to hear. Or some people like, hey, that prompt you did a couple weeks ago, I finally sat down and wrote about it. So I'm going to read y'all one of the submissions. So this free write prompt was write about someone or something you love.
Close your eyes. It's always better when you get to it. It activates the imagination, So we're going to close our eyes for this and just really absorb the words. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
So this is Free Write Files on Love by Andre Mason. Is it cliche to say I love you? I hope not, as I've recently found it to be true. After a particularly unfortunate breakup in late 2023, I inevitably spent some time reflecting on the relationship. Sadness aside, it dawned on me that while it had never been said, I in fact loved that person I was seeing. While the realization was strange, the revelation provided color and context to not only the dynamic that I had with this person, but how I moved through the relationship in the world. In so many words, I move in love regardless of who I'm interacting with. So much of the conditioning we have received in the United States centers around this idea that love has to be this grandiose thing that, at least romantically, should be limited to one person. Love is something to be guarded, not in the pursuit of trust, but with the intent of control. Love is the happily ever after, the single ingredient needed to make a relationship instantaneously work. Yeah, I think for many of us, these are words that I'm struggling with. Yeah, I think for many of us,
intrinsically.
Yes. Intrinsically. Yet I think for many of us, we intrinsically understand the limiting nature of this interpretation of love that has been apparent not only in our own lives, but in the way our society is organized and governed. We as a species have never had the ability to be more connected than we are now, and yet we find ourselves atomized and isolated. As we watch empires die and we struggle to create something better, I'm left wondering what place love has in the face of overwhelming madness and loss. For all of the myth-making that has gone into the story of the creation and development of the United States, there is no period in this country's history where there was a sustained effort to center love in our domestic and foreign policy. If anything, love has been weaponized to justify myriad atrocities that plague the collective conscience of the nation. The abyss beckons for all of us. Its sirens call caresses the very fabric of our being, and we are powerless against it. But that's okay, because love is the tonic that will make the poison more bearable. Moving in love doesn't mean sweet nothings and material gifts. It means asking myself and others how we want to be loved. Love is patience and kindness, but it is also accountability, security, and peace. Love is the shape of the person that you hold in the dark. Love is your quickened heartbeat while in a lover's embrace. Love is family, blood or chosen. Love is the little things and the big ones too. Love is in its vulnerability. Love is the pets and animals that we bond with. Love is the tears on the grave of the beings we have lost. Love is the people that will send me off when it's my time to go. Love is the reassurance of knowing things will be okay. Because even if we have nothing, when this is all said and done, we will have love. and that will be enough. That was a long read, but it was a good one.
No, yeah, there's a lot in that. Honestly, there's a lot to break down within that.
Yeah,
there's
really deep.
A lot of just truth in it, though. Mm-hmm. Life is complicated. It ain't easy, and love is complicated. It ain't easy.
All we need is love.
No, it's not. We need more than love.
What we need plenty of stuff. Needs now is love.
Yeah,
sweet love.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's all the things that love represents. Though. I mean, that's really what he was breaking down within there is all of these intangibles that are all encompassed in this word love. Mm-hmm. You can't just be telling somebody you love them because I trust you a lot. He's absolutely right. Yeah, no, I trust a lot of people. I don't mean that's a good enough reason to love them. Yeah. But yeah, love also comes with the accountability side, with the kindness and all of that in between and how to balance all of that.
I just really liked at the end, like just what the all encompassing, how it was all encompassing of these like different things. But at the end of the day, like to have loved, I think is one of the greatest privileges, and we definitely need more of that. So
what's that saying? It's better to love, to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. Which is so true, because to know love is to know life. I'm not saying that in any crazy way, but it's just true. Like, what is life without love? I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Because it definitely makes it worth it. So shout out to Andre for sharing that, and yeah, I know you'll get that love back. We all got love out there.
Yeah. So thank you again for submitting your response, and keep writing. And again, if y'all were inspired by that submission we just read, again, the prompt was write about someone or something that you love. So that's all for our free write submission. Stay tuned on Friday. We'll be releasing our next free write Friday prompt for you there. But now we are going to move into
our feature of the week. Pew, pew, pew. So you need some sound effects for that too, though.
No, we're just going to make all of our own sound effects.
A little animation. Watch the animation is going to start coming by.
Yeah, just wait, because eventually, like, it's going to be a whole thing. We won't be sitting at our desk.
Who knows where we'll be?
Who knows?
I would love to be somewhere tropical. I don't know.
Anyway.
Off topic. You're right. All right. So our feature of the week, though, are you going to introduce?
I feel like it's Women's History Month, so I feel like I should.
Are you going to play that? That's fair. Okay, you can flip that. Now I'll respect it.
Just saying. So it is Women's History Month, and we're going to be talking about some of our favorite women today, and some amazing, phenomenal women that we've had the opportunity to get to know, get to interview, and we're really excited to share with you our feature for today.
Oh, that's a real tease.
Right. Oh, well, you can say, no, what? Don't start it. You can take it from here. Like, you can introduce her. I just felt like... Jordan, come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Our feature is a wonderful friend of ours, wonderful person, a recent YWCA Woman of Achievement awardee, honoree. We're happy to introduce you all. For anybody who doesn't know her, if you do know her, then you'll be happy to see her. But this is the story of our good friend, Cindy. Let's check it out.
Giving is so contagious. Being compassionate is contagious. And my parents taught me, you put good into the world, that kindness will spread. I'm Cindy. I'm originally from Georgia, and I went to Penn State University. There I met my husband, Sam. We had this dream of building this business together and also helping the community. And in 2015, we started Cilantro Asian Street Kitchen. Cilantro is a fast casual Asian concept where customers get to come in and build their rice bowls, salad bowls, or beans. It was not an easy journey. It was a very difficult journey. I remember the first day we opened, someone came in and made all these racist remarks, and that was like day one of our business. So it was definitely really hard. A lot of the first few years was about introducing our food and introducing our concept. Food is a very core thing, a very core factor in a lot of Asian communities. Food brings everyone together. Food speaks louder than words. Food speaks louder than action. Food is our action. When someone provides you with a good, nourishing meal, that brings community together. When I moved to Lancaster, I felt like the Asian community was underrepresented here. And like many places, there's Asian businesses everywhere. Every street, every corner, every block, every shopping center, there's an Asian-owned business there. And I felt like there wasn't representation, there wasn't a celebration of the important roles that they play here. Lancaster AAPI advocates and celebrates for the Asian American and Pacific Islanders community in Lancaster County and beyond. This past year, we hosted the first ever public-facing Lunar New Year celebration in Lancaster. Lunar New Year is like Thanksgiving and Christmas and a million other holidays all jammed together, packed in one. And what we thought would be a small event, maybe 100 people, turned into a gathering of over 500 people in Lancaster City. The amount of support that we saw, it wasn't just the Asian community, it was Lancaster. It was people who came in from Reading or Harrisburg and York, places that didn't celebrate Lunar New Year in their towns and their cities. They came to Lancaster to celebrate that. I wanted to bring it to Lancaster because we deserve it. I think now is the time for Lancaster to have something like this. Having an organization like YWCA support the work that we do is amazing. Acknowledging us and recognizing us and even honoring me really gives us assurance that we are in the right place and we're doing the right things in moving our community forward, in elevating our Asian community, giving us a place here and giving us a voice. So I really thank YWCA for doing that.
All right, welcome back. Let me make sure you guys can hear us. I did that last week, but you can hear us, so welcome back.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure. Okay. I feel good about it. If you cannot hear us, which you wouldn't hear me saying this, but
can you hear us?
Right, if you can't hear us, let us know. Anyway, welcome back. welcome back. So that was the story of our good friend Cindy. And yeah, it was an awesome story to tell. We have been very fortunate that we get to tell stories of incredible people doing amazing things, and Cindy is right up there with those people. So yeah, let's talk a little about what it was like working with Cindy, learning her story, creating her story. Yeah. When did we start this process with her? That was been back in June,
that was last summer.
July?
Yeah, we started the process last summer. And one of the things, whenever we are helping someone craft their story, some of the questions we'll ask is, okay, so this video can only be 3 to 5 minutes. So, we can't tell every single, part of your story, but can you identify, what are the three main topics you want to make sure that we touch on? What are the 3 key things? Mm-hmm. And so community is very, very big for her. It was very big for Cindy. So she really wanted to talk about community, growing and developing her business, and Lancaster Asian Americans Pacific Islanders group that they just formed last year as well. So we were able to
family.
Community family. Is that family?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a community. Either way, yeah. So community, family, business were her big things. Yeah.
And even getting to know Cindy. So her business in itself is very community oriented. They do a lot of donations. A percentage of their proceeds usually goes to nonprofits. So she always talks about how she was really raised to give, to be a giver, to serve, and to always help the next one. And she was a little shy in the beginning, but she definitely she definitely opened up, and I think helped to even realize just the power more in her story. So
yeah, that's one of my favorite things is just having people tell their stories back to us. And a lot of times people just kind of fly through some of these amazing things that they do and have done. And even for Cindy and her husband, coming to a new city and both starting a new business and a family and doing it great, successfully, is not easy. And I think anybody who's been either married or, stand by here, or started a business. Yeah, I'll flip this back. Apologies. Technical difficulty. You can still hear us. You can't see us. I know.
Okay.
There we go. All right, we're back. We missed you guys. Yep, and now we're gone again. Okay, so we're going to flip to this one because that's just what we need to do.
You got too hot. It's this monitor.
Yeah, you can just unplug it, see if that helps. Oh, yeah, it is back on. All right, well, hopefully this holds.
I thought you like took it down or something.
No, you know. Oh, yeah. Start, you look good. You look good. Anyway, as we were saying, just getting to talk to Cindy and hearing her story and really being able to just help people realize how amazing they are and how amazing the work they're doing is and how transformative it is for the community is a part of our job that I really do love because it helps us, it gives back to us to be able to help people realize the impact that they have.
And to just put it all together, right? Like, I've said this before, but sometimes people don't always take a moment to stop and look at the work that it is that they do. And I just really love how it was just a group of people coming together and saying, hey, we want to do this for our city. And we actually had this they actually had the celebration a couple weeks ago for Lunar New Year.
Oh yeah.
Last year it was almost 500. Like I think they said I think she said it in the video they anticipated maybe a couple hundred, 2-3, and like 500 showed up. Well, this year it was almost 1,000 people. Oh, yeah.
They had both sides. If you know Lancaster downtown, it's got a big old open space, but they had both sides and it was packed. I mean, it was completely packed the whole time through. So to see what they've been able to build, Cindy and the rest of the team over at Lancaster AAPI in a short time. It's only been a year, I think now, maybe going on 2 that they've been formally organized to see what they've been able to do, not just for the Asian community, but also for our community at large. And this is just inspiring, honestly. So thank you to Cindy, who was and is their first elected president. You're doing an awesome job. And thank you for allowing us to share your story. Yeah.
So, you guys can.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you're going to do what I was going to do. So.
Oh, you also can find her story on our YouTube page if you want to run it back, and it's also on our Instagram page too, where you can find it as well. And definitely, feel free to follow Cilantro. You need to actually go to the restaurant because it's amazing. It's a problem. And get the shrimp chips. The shrimp chips are so good.
I have not got a bang yet. I know that sounds crazy. I've not got a bang yet because I am just that addicted to the bowls.
Yeah, we always get the bowls. It's just really good.
Got the seaweed slaw.
And if you're in York, they have a location in York.
Yeah, they got 3 locations.
They opened 3 locations within
a few years.
Yeah, like
which is a testament to how good the food is, and just how good the atmosphere and
we didn't have dinner yet, so let's
stop
talking about food.
that might be the one.
So yes, head over there. But yeah, so that was our feature story for today. Should I do my questions now?
Yeah. Okay. So we got a little bit more time here. If you guys will stick with us, in honor of Women's History Month. we're going to talk a little women. I mean, that's our theme, and I'm okay with it. So, you wanna kick us off?
Yes. So, each week we try to come up with a couple questions to ask each other. So, my first question is, what woman in history has inspired you?
It's a good question. There's a lot of women in history I think we can pull inspiration from. And it's almost like, where do you start? Do I stick with my family? I mean, Marie Cooper, I love you. You inspire me every single day and moment. Same with you, my mama, Dorothy. But to me, they're present, so don't count them as historical at all. But gosh, you teed me up. If you don't know, we have just recently launched the Black History Podcast. And our first story is going to be on this woman named Jane Johnson.
Jane Johnson.
Jane Johnson. If you don't know her, you're going to know her soon. Go over to the Black History Podcast, give us a follow, and you'll learn all about her. But her story is just one of perseverance, of courage and bravery, and yeah, she's just she is a awesome heroine for what it means to me, at least, to be an American in general, to be somebody who appreciates freedom and wants to fight for everybody. I don't want to tell you too much of her story because we're going to tell a lot more, but she was a woman born back in the 1800s, and short and simple to the point, she self-emancipated herself. And then she fought for her freedom in court and won. And people don't talk about how big of a deal that was, not just for Black people back then, but for a Black woman to be able to do that, to have the courage to do that, and to come out on the other end, not bitter and angry, but to live a life where she continued to help other people in her community and give back to her community after all of that is just more than inspiring. So she's definitely, I would say, the person that has been on my mind as of late. Shout out to a couple other heroines, whether that's Cleopatra. I've been really into Egyptian history lately. It's just, she's awesome. The more I learn about her, I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, you're doing that thing. Queen Elizabeth. I know for anybody who's like, but she's the longest reigning monarch in British history.
We said,
you know how long that is? I'm sorry. It's just crazy. But yeah, but my feature would be Jane Johnson. Let me go back, take a look at this. Oh no, it dropped out again.
It's on there. It's on.
We're just getting terrible luck today, guys.
Oops.
Can't have nice things.
It's on there.
Okay, so let's try this one more time. Okay, there we go. Let's have that one then.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
I think they can. Thank you for your patience. You guys have missed a lot.
I don't know what y'all missed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Y'all still here?
Right. Shout out to the real ones who stuck around. But shout out to the ones who joined in the first place. I understand you hopping off. But thank you for sticking around. We wrapped up by talking about Jane Johnson. Hopefully you heard, but she was my historical heroine of the era. And if you want to know more about her, you can follow our page, the Black History Podcast, and you can learn plenty about her. So, yes. Shelby.
I was like,
this is the second or third time I think we've gotten to Shelby telling us her.
You gave me more time to think.
Oh,
yeah, and I said how much after learning about Jane Johnson's story, I really she's up there in my probably favorites now. Yeah. She has such a great story. And then I said head over to Black History Podcast to learn more about her and also look her up. But
thank you. I was making a case for Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's the last thing.
Watch The Crown. It is good.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll learn a lot. It won't make you love
she's
him.
a bit problematic, but
I can't say I love him, but I understand her better now.
Okay. But we were just talking about Jane.
Oh, yeah.
That's who we was talking about. Let her shine. I'm gonna go with it shows so many people. Okay. I'm gonna go with dang it. I'm the one who asked this question.
I know. This was yours.
Okay. I'll say I want to say Loretta Claiborne from York. Loretta Claiborne is still alive, but she is a York legend, York, Pennsylvania legend. She has gone to the Special Olympics. She's won medals. She just has a pretty remarkable story. She was born with special needs, and she was really just counted out for a lot of things. Honestly, I think was she born? Was it partially blind too, or I'm not. Let me not add things. But anyway, Loretta Claiborne. She is a local legend in my hometown of York, and her story is just really inspiring. She has a building named after her. And she's just a very resilient woman. And I think even till this day, you can still see her running around York. Wow. She would just be running. She would just be running around town, and people are like, oh, it's Loretta Claiborne. A very humble person. I've never gotten to meet her. I've always seen her, but I never got to actually meet her. But I think she even has a Lifetime movie after her too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Yeah, so she's just a hometown hero, kind of equivalent to what Barney Yule is to Lancaster. I would say that's how Loretta Claiborne is.
That's a good one then.
Yeah. So shout out to Loretta.
All right, shout out to Loretta Claiborne.
And my side one is also Sojourner Truth.
That's what I thought you were going to
but I was going to say Sojourner Truth, but Loretta Claiborne popped in my mind, and I wanted to speak her name, and I wanted to put people on to Loretta too. But Sojourner Truth, she gave the famous Ain't I a Woman speech, and that was one of my mom's favorite just heroes, and she would always. I would bring her home Harriet Tubman quotes and stuff. She's like, yeah, Harriet's cool, but Sojourner
was the truth.
Was the truth. And she named herself, which I also love. Sojourner named herself, and sojourn means to travel or to move from one place to another. But yeah, Sojourner Truth would be one. Mm-hmm.
No,
did you pick up the card?
Oh yeah, I picked it up. Yeah.
You can.
Oh, I can't. I don't want to tell you that I can't read that, but I can't read that. I have terrible handwriting, y'all, but I don't know what you just scratched on this card. I have no idea. But no, definitely big shout out to those women. Shout out to all the women who make this world possible, which is all y'all. So thank you. And enjoy this month. Do something good for yourselves, but also men who are watching, do some good stuff for them too. We're not done. I'm just doing a little shout out before, while you're making out what you wrote. But why don't you want to?
I was ready.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I know how to read my handwriting. But yes, thanks for that.
Yeah, shout out to you.
I like flowers every day. Thanks. Okay. My next question is, why is it important to tell and amplify the stories of women?
That is a great question. And I honestly almost answered this, I think, in the last one, in my little spiel I just did. Because one of the words that I do think is, or one of the characteristics and words that are often used to describe women, especially women who are doing noticeable things, which I think all women are, but they just don't get shouted out about it, is that they have to be so resilient. The fact that I think everybody has to be resilient, but specifically for women, for minorities. But if you're a minority and a woman as well, oh my God, you got to be even more resilient. And I think while that is a noteworthy and a very admirable, did we go out? Okay. And a very admirable characteristic to have, it's kind of sad that it's so consistent. That this. We're back again. But yeah, I think that's that reason alone, so that women don't have to keep fighting to be recognized, fighting just for the basic right of seeing their greatness, is important that we just talk about their stories, because they're all around us. We all got them, about our moms and our aunts, but about people we work with and our friends, about people we've never heard of. We can learn a lot from it. I think we've tries to squeeze every possible nugget out of history that men have given us, and a lot of those nuggets are crazy. We've done some crazy things. So I think amplifying some of these other stories, maybe we stop reliving that crazy history as much, which would be nice. I know I am personally tired of living in a world that men just gave us soul handedly, because it's a little messy. So I think telling the story of women will hopefully help clean up a lot of that mess that we did. So sorry. Yeah. Okay. That's just off my dome. What do you got?
I believe that it's important to tell, amplify the stories of women, for some of the similar things you were sharing, but just because for all of the years and all of the times that women have been silenced, been spoken for, taken advantage of, counted out, and just disregarded. And there are just so many women who never got the chance to tell their story. They didn't have platforms like even like how we have. And I think to honor them, it's important to do this work. And there's so many, there's just so much to learn, right? From women. And I think that's just important that our stories are told, because if not, who's going to tell them? And
what's going to happen to us?
Yeah. And I think about the women survivors, our adult survivors, and people who, whether you're surviving like abusive relationships, or sexual assault, or whatever it is that you may have survived, it takes a lot of courage, right, to speak on those things, and it takes a lot of bravery, and you gotta like build yourself back up to that too. And I feel like it's just such an empowering thing when women get to a place where they feel like they can actually share their stories. I know I did, for me. So I love being surrounded by women. I love going to these women empowerment things. I love all of it. So, because we really are stronger together, and we find so much strength in our stories, in our testimonies. So that's why I believe it's important.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not. This isn't going to be an anomaly for us. Y'all ain't just going to hear about the Cindy's of the world in March. We're going to talk about them in April, June, July, August, and all the months in between. So yeah, I think it's beautiful though. Let's do it differently. Mm-hmm. So if you have any lessons though that maybe you've learned from a woman in your life, or just woman you've learned about that you would like to share, please feel free, shoot it in the comments or shoot us a message. Maybe we'll have to do some type of prompt that obviously talks about lessons we've learned from the many women we all have had in our lives. It's always funny to me that, the best teachers we all have and all the teachers that they push are usually women. They need more men teachers, but they're usually women. But they're always teaching these stories about these men. And I'm like, I know that's the man's fault that we pushed it that way. I'm like, I wonder what we could learn from the people we learning from if we actually just take a second to listen. So, and tell their stories a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And definitely shout out to our moms. Mm-hmm. Our moms are some of our first teachers. And yeah, just shout out to them. That's all I got.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, as always, this has been We&Co Wednesday. I am your co-host, Jordan, and we didn't even introduce ourselves today. Hopefully y'all know us by now. But
yeah. Shelby here.
Co-founders of We&Company. Thank you for joining us today. A couple of reminders. If you've been following our page, you know this, but if you're new to the page, just to let you know that on Mondays, we do our Word of the Day Monday. This week was... we're off. We're off this week.
It was.
Don't tell me. This was a good one. It was a good one.
The word was. Mm-hmm. The word.
It wasn't was.
That starts with.
Was it an I? Was it a T?
Was.
Who did the homework? Who knows the word of the week?
Can one of y'all tell us our word of the day? Wait, it's right. It's. You know what? It's right in my head.
I can see it.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
Because we were going back and forth too, and then we sit and we're like, "Yeah, that's the
influence."
One. Influence. Yes, it was influence. Because your stories got influence. You got influence. So make sure you use it. But that was our word for this week. So that's what we do on Mondays. On Tuesdays is behind the scenes on Tuesday. BTS Tuesdays. That's a favorite out there. So none this week, but we will be back next week. Today is also We&Co Wednesday, so you're hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoy it. What we got tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Throwback Thursday.
Throw it back.
Where we share with you some of our old work that we've done in the past. And Friday is my favorite day.
It's time to get free.
Free Write Friday. So what happens on Free Write Friday, you ask? Well, we just again. So close. Okay, wait 1 second.
You finish. I got it.
Okay. Wait, you didn't put the screen thingy up that you was putting up.
That's by the time I do this, I'll be back.
Okay. Anyway, we're almost done, y'all. Stay with us, even with the little black screen right there. Okay. So on Fridays,
it's me.
Oh, you didn't even put the.
I'm back.
On Friday, we do Free Write Friday. So we'll be putting out a prompt around noon. And we just encourage you to write. You can write that day. You can write a month from now. It doesn't really matter as long as you're writing. Even think about writing. You'll be surprised. Some people who told me they have not written in a while have been doing these prompts, and it's just very encouraging. So keep doing it. Keep writing. And that is going to be all for the week. And also feel free to submit some stories as well if you do the Free Write Friday. And if you want us to talk about anything you want to hear or see more of, we're always open to hearing what that might be.
Yeah. Oh, I do have just 2 more shout outs. If you're in the Lancaster area or Central PA area in general, and you're not doing anything tonight, you can head over to a Concrete Rose. They do something called a Griot's Garden. Griot's Garden, where it's an open mic where a lot of poets and artists come out and share. They do it every Wednesday. Starts at 7.
The list opens at 6:30.
Get there early if you want to get a seat. The place gets busy. And the food is good and the drinks are good. So you're going to have a good time, I promise. But that's on Duke Street here in Lancaster. So you can check that out every Wednesday. Starts at 7. And then also another good friend of ours, Sir Dominique Jordan, hosts Nobody's House of Poetry. He is the founder of Nobody's Pen, but they are doing a awesome series, Metaphor Madness. Doing Metaphor Madness this month, where it is local poets going up against other poets, and kind of like a tournament style battle. And I gotta tell you, it's been awesome. They just did the first one last night we got to go to, and it was amazing. The poets out here are amazing, and the event itself was great. So follow Nobody's Pen on Instagram, and you can get some more information about when the next one's coming out. But definitely check that out. Anything else coming up?
Not that I can think of.
If we're getting something, please forgive us. If there's anything coming
always
up
something going
call
on.
out, there's always something going out. Please let us know. And you got any last words of wisdom for the people?
Thank you for joining us. As you can see, today was a bit rocky.
We'll be better next week, I promise.
But we're trying, and we're doing this. And we made a commitment in January that we were going to try to stick to this routine.
Not even try. We were going to.
We're not trying. We are doing that. We were going to be more consistent. So this is us doing that. It's not perfect. That's not really what we're striving for.
That was perfect timing. Clearly, it's not perfect.
But with that being said, we don't even got to do all that. We're going to say goodbye now. But thank y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all next week.